You are listening to the Fringe Radio Network. FringeRadioNetwork.com.
You're listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Hey, welcome everybody to Earth Oddity Podcast, your number one podcast for weird news and cool people. We want to welcome all the listeners over from the Past the Salt Live podcast. We're glad you're with us today. Encourage all you guys to get into church on Sunday night, get plugged into a discipleship training program, a small group, whatever your particular faith does on Sunday nights. Just don't be out watching the XFL now. My name's John Long. I'd like to welcome my co-host, Mr. Christopher Tiny Sullivan.
Hello.
And we are here for another jam-packed show of awesomeness tonight. It's a little late.
I was about to say, it is currently 1 a.m.
That's right.
On Sunday morning.
Yeah.
As we record this.
Now, me and Tiny both going to get up and be at Sunday school in the morning, right?
I am.
I'm asking for a commitment.
I don't know about you, but I am.
I'll be there.
Oh, yeah, I will too.
Okay. All right.
I'm married to the pastor's daughter. I don't know if you know this or not.
That's true.
I will not be missing church in the morning unless I'm dead.
If I miss church, my mom calls me. So yes. I have to be here, or I have to deal with a very awkward, hey, why is everybody okay? Is somebody sick? Who died? Why are you not in church? So it's just easier for me to be sleep deprived.
Mm-hmm. Although this show may be slightly abridged for two reasons.
One is late.
One is late, but also there wasn't a ton of odd news this week.
Right, yeah.
Now, we do have some great news. Yeah. So the content we are bringing you is pretty good.
Pretty good. But just not as many.
Just not as many stories this
Now,
week.
I'll say, we had a lot of stuff posted up in the Facebook group, right?
We did.
The Facebook group is popping off. Like, every time I get on, I got a notification from the Facebook group. So if you're not a member, you need to join up right now.
There's enough stuff in there now that I don't see it all.
Yeah, exactly.
There's stories that make it in there that Facebook doesn't notify me about.
I know. I'll just be scrolling regularly. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even get a notification for that one.
Or sometimes I'll post a comment and I was like, oh, this was day before yesterday.
Exactly. Right. So anyways, thanks to everybody in the Facebook group. It's having a lot of fun in there, and you're keeping me from seeing as much political stuff. So that's awesome.
That's always a plus.
Yeah. And if you're not, if you're on Facebook and you're not a member of our group, I would encourage you to join because it's pretty awesome,
Yeah.
And we got a good group of people, good community.
Now, you may think that it's a little bit elitist because there are some questions you have to answer.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, you don't really have to answer those questions. We approve anybody that has to join.
If I see somebody's needs approval, I will just go ahead and approve them. A pro tip, too, you can invite your friends to the group, So if you're a member of our group, just go down there and invite all your friends. I'll approve them all. Let them figure it out. Let God sort them out, right?
Right. Now, we haven't got any Russian spies yet.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point that'll be a problem. Right. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But so far, we've just got a lot of people who love odd news.
Right.
They love to read odd news. They love to share odd news. And then my favorite, they love to make hilarious comments.
Oh, yeah.
On said stories that get posted in there.
Right.
So.
And a lot of pineapple on pizza debate goes on. And I just want to go old school Earth Oddity. I can't remember the lady's name who posted what she thought was UFO pictures in our group back in the very beginning.
Was it Sadie?
No, it wasn't Sadie.
It wasn't Sadie.
No, it was like a lady from Moundville or something.
Yeah, I remember, but I was trying to think.
I think her name was like Carol or something.
Okay.
But yeah. I just wonder what happened to her.
I don't know how she found her way in our group. I don't think she listened to our show.
I don't think anybody was listening to our show then.
But she was posting UFO pictures that she was taking on her back porch.
It may or may not have been a street light.
Yes. Okay, maybe not quite as credible as Commander Fravor, who filmed the Tic Tac in 2004.
Well, what I'm going to do one day when I have some free time is I'm going to scroll all the way back and find her post, and I'll screenshot it all and like repost it or something. I don't want to get on her radar or anything by commenting on it or anything. You
don't want to call her through Facebook.
Yeah. Right.
Facebook Messenger app.
Like 2 years later, I don't want to get on her radar, but I'll screenshot it and post it for everybody to see. But anyways, we got a show to do.
Yeah.
Enough about the Facebook group. Just come and join it. It's fun.
As far as excellent content goes, what do you have this week?
Oh, McDonald's are fixing their shake machines.
Lies.
That's huge news.
I don't believe it.
That is huge news. Got that one. Got another one about a guy living in the rafters of a grocery store.
Okay.
I got one that's a little too hot to preview. Okay.
I got you.
All right. What about you?
Okay. We have cowboys talking on cell phones in Australia on horses.
All right.
We have a guy upset that he can't have his emotional support Donald Trump cardboard cutout.
Okay.
But I wanted to start with this one. This one hits me personally.
All right.
You not so much, but me definitely. In the state of Alabama, there is a proposed bill that would require men to get a vasectomy.
Oh, okay. No, I've been to Walmart before. I don't know that I'm totally against this,
Well, I'm against this because that would mean I would have to get a vasectomy.
Sure, right, yeah. That's right, Tiny.
And the world, I mean, you never know when you're going to need some more tiny DNA in the breeding population, right?
You're done having kids, right?
Well, I think so now, but I don't know. Maybe later on. I'm like a super hot widower.
Okay.
And I made some pretty young thing that wants to bear me more children.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's hear it. I want to hear about the bill.
Okay. A proposed bill in the Alabama legislature would require all men, according to this article, all men, no exceptions, in the state to get a vasectomy within 1 month of their 50th birthday or the birth of their third biological child, whichever comes first. So, hey, you know what? If you're Mormon and you want to have 6 kids, sorry. Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah. Or if you're Baptist, some Baptists will put out a bunch of kids, roll up to church in one of them white vans with all their kids.
HB 238 was proposed by Representative Rolanda Hollis Thursday. The proposal also states the procedure will be done at the man's own expense. Okay. So not only are they going to cut you nuts, they're going to make you pay for it too.
I might get into business. Yeah,
that's a good question. I wonder what lobbyist groups behind this bill.
I don't know. But you could castrate a cow or a pig, a hog or whatever.
Right.
You got to go to school to do that,
Yeah.
So what's the difference here?
That's a good point. Yeah. I don't guess.
All right. I mean, just saying, come on down to the farm.
The bill simply states that under existing law, there are no restrictions on the reproductive rights of men.
Okay. Can't argue that, really.
Yeah, because this isn't China. Anyway, the bill is currently in committee at this time. If it is passed, the bill would go into effect the 3rd month since its approval. And that's the end of the article.
Okay.
Let's say this does pass.
Yeah.
How are they going to enforce this?
I don't know. But, okay, I know what the lady's doing, right? Yeah. Like we passed the really most comprehensive and restrictive anti-abortion bill ever. And she's coming back with this to be like, hey, got you guys. This is how it feels when you start having people telling you what you can and can't do with your own body. Right. This is her whole point in the whole thing.
Well, she didn't make that point at least not yet. Maybe she's made it in other articles.
Well, I mean, let's not be naive here. That's exactly what's happening. Okay?
Yeah.
But as a vasectomy survivor myself,
Yeah.
I wonder how, because we went over this last week in depth, that if I would have to get another one,
Yeah,
I got 3 biological kids,
Yeah.
1 post vasectomy.
So
we had a long conversation with Deidre about that too after last week's show. Yeah, so I don't know if I would have to get another one or not, because technically I've had one done.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And I'll be honest, I'm not against getting a vasectomy.
Yeah.
But my wife, I think I said last week her ovaries were removed.
You did say
That's
that?
because I'm an idiot.
I thought that was like a very serious procedure. Oh, wow, Tara's got some health problems.
She had her tubes removed.
Yeah.
So
she had a tubal.
point is, she no longer can't have kids.
Right.
I'm in a monogamous relationship.
Sure.
I don't know why I should have to pay to go get a vasectomy.
I don't either.
You see what I'm saying?
But
she's just you're saying she's just making a political point here.
Yeah. Well, let's just
Okay.
think, though, of the benefits that could happen. All right. Some of these men out here in Alabama,
Yeah.
they're going around, they get a lot of people pregnant, right?
Right.
I mean, just left and right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And it'd dry up that problem real quick,
Yeah.
Probably be less kids on government assistance, And I don't mean that in any kind of racial way. I think more white people in Alabama are on government assistance than any other race. So I think it would definitely cure that problem. Right.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
either.
then, what if one dude, old Cletus,
he doesn't do it.
What if, against all odds, Cletus was going to sire the person who was going to figure out interstellar travel?
Okay. I don't see that happening. Odds are real low here.
Well, now Cletus Jr., he's not going to figure out interstellar travel.
He better make his first three his best.
I mean, it's all chance at that point, though, right?
Is it?
The Baptist in me would say no because everything's ordained.
Exactly.
But the scientist in me would say there's millions of sperm, right? That's what I was told in high school.
Yeah.
Only one of those can produce offspring.
Right.
So
it is the best, right? It's the one that gets there first, right?
It's the one that makes it in there.
Yeah. I mean, I get them all in there.
Not in the egg, you don't.
No, but they all got a shot, right? They got a fighting chance, right?
Yeah, but to pretend like all of those sperm line up on a line and then one of them fires a gun and it's like a equal contest between all of them.
A shot gets fired, okay? It's too late. This is like the first story of the show, and I've already derailed it with crude comments.
Yeah.
But anyways, this lady's an idiot, right? We all agree.
Right.
Yeah. I get what she's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that this is how you make your point.
Right.
But some of you men out here, I mean, y'all got too many kids anyway.
We should
can't support them all.
At the very least, we should self-police.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say if you're in a monogamous relationship, you're exempt. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to tweak this law.
But then,
as soon as you break up, though, we're snipping it.
From the perspective of a lawmaker, once again, though, how do you enforce that? How do you know,
anytime a divorce decree comes in, as soon as that thing gets signed at the courthouse, you go over to the clinic.
Well, I'm just saying, any guy out there can be in a monogamous relationship until he decides he's not.
Yeah, right.
Right?
I know some men that are in monogamous relationships who have children with other women.
Right.
So it wasn't as monogamous as I would consider it to be.
Yeah.
But they were married at the time, knocked up somebody else. So
why 50th birthday?
I don't know. That's a very arbitrary number. Yeah.
Because there's some guys around here, they have 3 kids by the time they're in their junior year of high school.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, fresh out of middle school.
Yes.
That's right. We all know a guy like that. I should have done that. I mean, not then, but I've said it before, me and Dieter should have gotten married right out of high school and had kids. They'd all be moving out now.
Yeah.
And we have the rest of our life to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got another decade. I got to pay for kids,
Just long enough for you to get old enough where fun is
I've been
a good shot of Malanta and Matlock.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll be watching Wheel of Fortune and then go into bed at 7:30 at night,
Yep.
Can't do anything wild because one of us might break a hip,
Yep.
So, yeah, I should have really thought about that, man. And I thought I was being smart. We're going to have money in the bank and we'll have good jobs and all that. And none of it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Should have just got her pregnant, got married and got her pregnant, right away. Definitely couldn't have got her pregnant before we got married because I feel her dad would have killed me, this show would never exist because I would have just went on the run, Anyways. So, welcome to Alabama politics to the rest of the world. We have people listening all over the globe. This is how we do things in our state.
Yes.
Which is a little bit backwards at times,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I love my state, but every once in a while we'll introduce a bill that says you got to get a vasectomy by the time you're 50 or after your third kid.
Our donkeys can't sleep in bathtubs.
That's right, yeah. Can't pour salt on railroad tracks, too. Still, I think on the books in some counties it is legal to beat your wife with a stick as long as the stick is not bigger around than your thumb.
I shake a lot of hands on Sunday morning. There's some dudes with big thumbs.
I know. Yeah, right. I know. My thumb's little, you know, though. But I don't beat my wife, so.
No.
Unless she asks.
In fact, my wife beats me.
That sounds dirty, but it's not.
Maybe it is.
Okay. Well, this is another story out of Alabama.
Okay.
It comes from the RocketCityNow.com. That's Huntsville, Alabama, home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas on the minor league team. Amazing name. And we also built the rocket that took us to the moon, not to brag or anything. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone out there knows this.
Yeah, right.
But the technology that put America into space and eventually on the moon, it came from the state of Alabama.
From Alabama. That's right. How wild is that?
I know.
Like, we have such good things about the state, and then we got such bad things about this state.
And, I mean, I feel like the South in general, Alabama in particular, is like the butt of many jokes.
Right,
It's the target of
or the heart of
many stereotypes.
Yes.
We did put you on the moon.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah, you know.
Using a former Nazi's technology.
Let's not get in all that. The fact that we moved Nazis out of everywhere in the United States, they're like, they'll be comfortable in Alabama. You know? Okay. Anyways, this is from the RocketCityNow.com. Huge news. Technology that comes out of Huntsville has changed the world for forever, and this is going to change the world for forever, too. McDonald's may install devices to prevent ice cream machines from breaking.
I will believe it when I see it.
The ice cream machines at McDonald's that are notorious for breaking down are reportedly getting a device to help keep them up and running. Business Insider reports that some franchises are teaming up with software company Kitch to make the equipment. It's expected to detect and correct minor malfunctions within the machines. It will also let employees know what's wrong with detailed information about the specific issue.
That they won't bother reading.
Yeah, of course. No, they'll be like, the computer's down. That's where you're going to get it now. The device, which was introduced in May of last year, would attach to the current machine, so it's like a retrofit. And the outlet reported that some fast food locations have already implemented the device. Providing a restaurant experience that our customers expect is among our top priorities, the McDonald's spokesperson said. Okay, all right, well, I believe that. Went on to say McDonald's Corporation and its franchisees are constantly working together on improving and enhancing the restaurant experience so that customers can enjoy McDonald's foods where and when they want it. So, for the franchises that do have the device, the 50th anniversary of the Shamrock Shake is coming up. And so it's not going to be a problem. Everybody can go get a Shamrock Shake. Are you a Shamrock Shake fan?
I'm not familiar with the Shamrock Shake.
Oh, for real?
Being a Sullivan, you think I would be
That's
aware.
right. Yeah.
But I'm actually not aware of this.
The Shamrock Shake's okay.
Okay.
And new this season, the chain is offering Oreo Shamrock. Never mind. No free ads for McDonald's. Okay? They don't pay us anything. So, bottom line, the ice cream machines is going to be working from now on. And I don't know that our collective waistline can take it in America. People will be so fat. That's like the only thing keeping Americans from just being morbidly obese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, John, I think you can rest easy because I've heard this story before. And I'm not yet convinced that McDonald's will be fixing their ice cream machines.
Well, my good friend, shout out to Rick Hanna from Fed, Alabama. He owns several McDonald's. Their ice cream machines have traditionally always been working. He runs a tight ship.
Good.
Yeah. So I can always get a milkshake or a cone anytime I want to, you know.
I remember one time when I was in high school, I went to a McDonald's and, you know, it's so cliche, but their shake machine was broken. And I was like, really? It's broken? Did you check? And she was like, yeah, I know it's broken. You know it's broken. And I was like, you know what? That's a good point. That's on me. You're absolutely right.
I'm sorry to assume, ma'am. Yeah, it's wild that it's turned into such a joke. I mean, like it's a universal too, I think, worldwide.
Yeah.
that the shake machine's always broken at McDonald's.
You have a 50-50 shot at a lot of McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, right.
And maybe it's gotten better and I just haven't noticed it because I quit asking for milkshakes out of frustration in my early 30s.
I hadn't backed off on milkshakes. I love milkshakes.
Well, now I ain't backed off on milkshakes. I've gone over to Sonic.
Okay.
Sonic's machines were always working.
Yeah, I don't like the Sonic experience.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like a stranger looking in my car while I'm in it. I'm like, this person absolutely knows I'm a slob. Like drink cups littered over in the other floorboard, especially when I used to travel a lot for my job.
Yeah.
And I had to eat fast food all the time. And my car was just obnoxious. And so I don't like it.
Well, they have a drive-through too.
Yeah, but I'm anti-drive-through for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like drive-thrus. I would much rather have a face-to-face interaction. But
you don't want them to be on roller skates for some reason.
I don't want them to come up to my window. I want it to be on my terms. I want to park and go in, get what I want to go, and walk out the door. So,
well, John, I'm sorry you feel that way. You're missing out on a lot of stuff.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a drive-thru guy. Some people are drive-thru guys. I'm not. I don't like drive-thrus. And the worst is when Deidre calls me on the way home and she's like, hey, can you get dinner for everybody?
Yeah.
And then I'm forced to go through the drive-thru because I can't carry out 6 people's orders.
You can't just grab one of those empty cardboard boxes in your back seat and put them in there.
It's not a bad idea. I walk in with it. Now you're on to something. That's good thinking right there.
You could even use Libby's bedazzler with some rhinestones on it.
Well, see, it wouldn't be so difficult if McDonald's had better drink holders. They're like drink holder technology has not progressed to where it needs to be. So I need something with a handle on it. I've delivered food for years. I have no problem handling a large amount of food in my arms, keys, getting in the car, all that stuff. But the drink holder is what it messes it up when you're getting drinks for everybody, or everybody wants a combo or whatever.
Would it be super expensive to have tops that screw
on
the lid instead of just pop on?
It's not
so it's a little bit more.
Cut that out. That's a good idea. Yes. A little more secure. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah,
especially if we're getting rid of straws.
Well, see, you're gonna have to retool your cups and your lids, so that's probably gonna be a significant upfront cost. And is that going to outweigh?
But if one company does it for all the different fast food places, and if you can just get them on board,
right? Well, I mean, we just need to start that company. Screw tops, John and Tiny Screw Tops,
Screw Tops,
Screw Top Cup.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad.
It's
a
great idea.
Yeah, that's right up there with my glow in the dark toilet seat.
Do we know any engineers?
I know a few.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a few.
We need to get on that.
I know a mechanical engineer that would definitely need him.
And we could advertise our own product.
Sure, yeah.
As heard about on the Earth Oddity podcast.
Brought to you. We drop squirrels so fast. Never have another Cajun Curl ad ever. And we want to thank our sponsor, Screw Tops.
Meanwhile, we're trying to talk him into buying our cups for his new food truck he's starting up.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, well, John, has it always been a thing? Because it seems like in the last couple of years, since we started doing this podcast, that we've seen the explosion in emotional support, whatever. It's usually as an animal.
Yeah. There's definitely been an explosion in emotional support items, animals, or whatever.
Well, there's a Florida man who wants to expand the definition.
Okay.
He is upset because he can't bring his emotional support cutout of Donald Trump to his dialysis appointments.
Oh, wow. Make dialysis great again.
Yeah. A Florida man undergoing kidney dialysis 3 times a week is upset that he can't bring a life-size cardboard cutout of President Donald Trump for emotional support.
Life-size, too. Where do you get a life-size Trump cutout?
I'm sure that they're for sale.
I mean, yeah, he's probably got them listed in his store. Yeah, but I think, like you get a Nick Saban one when they throw out the display down at the Walmart
Right.
or whatever.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Nelson Gibson told WPBF that his family can't sit with him during his 3.5-hour treatments. To help, he began bringing a picture of Donald Trump as a comfort item. Not the grandkids, not the wife, Donald Trump.
Wow. I think he's got a good shot to get reelected based solely off of this story right here.
We continue. It just feels like bringing something from home to make you comfortable, Gibson told the West Palm Beach area television station. Gibson said no one complained about the photo, so next he started bringing a small cardboard cutout of himself standing next to a Trump photo.
A cardboard cutout of himself
standing next to a photo.
I love this guy. I love him. It's like the moxie that he has.
Okay, once again, no one complained about his small cutout, and then Gibson told the station that some people even took photos with it. If I'd seen it, I would have been one of those people.
I would take my photo with it and get a cardboard cutout of that.
Yes.
And bring it to dialysis with me.
Well, anyway, on Saturday, Gibson took a life-size cutout of Trump to his treatment at Phrenesis Kidney Care in Port St. Lucie. He said that again, no one took an issue with his emotional support item. Everyone's cool with it. Yeah. All right. But when he returned Tuesday for the treatment with the presidential cutout, Gibson ran into a roadblock. They told me that it was too much and that this was not a rally, he told the TV station.
Oh, man.
The Gibsons say that they feel singled out since the center typically encourages patients to bring emotional support items.
Okay.
Gibson said that another patient brings in bubble wrap and then pops it during her treatment, which he finds nerve-wracking.
I would kill that person. I would try to unplug their dialysis machine. You know?
Well, as annoying as it might be, I'm sure it's not as annoying as him over there going MAGA, 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 MAGA.
Having a conversation.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. What I would really like to happen is for them not to infringe upon my father's freedom of expression and speech and allow him to bring in the life-size cardboard cutout. It takes up less service area than a garbage can, Eric Gibson told the station.
Okay. Well, they're a private business. I mean, I just want to point it out. A lot of people get mistaken. They're a private business.
Yes.
Okay. They can enforce whatever rules they want to.
They're not saying you can't put this up.
Discriminatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like a public park
right.
or something.
Yeah. Or the government is not enforcing it. Anyways.
While we cannot discuss any specific individual, we strongly support the ability of all our patients to express their views, which includes bringing reasonably sized items into our dialysis centers that do not create safety or infection control issues or interfere with caregivers on the treatment floor, said the center spokesperson Brad Puffer said in a statement.
Okay.
The family said
Brad Puffer's an amazing name, by the way.
You think he smokes?
Probably. If he doesn't, he should.
Yes. The family said that they aren't sure when Gibson will return for treatment.
Oh, okay. He's going to go find him somewhere else.
I guess so. Just my quick hot take on this story.
Yeah.
Maybe go back to the photo.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And if you're the dialysis place, the number one thing you say is like, hey, this is interfering with our ability to do what we need to do. Just make up a line of crap. You know,
right.
Hey, don't have good sight lines on all our patients or whatever. But if I was another patient there, I would have a life-size Bernie cutout. You know?
Yes.
Like have a life-size Tulsi Gabbard. Just get every candidate we could have in there.
And then have your phone out recording when he starts yelling about how that's interfering with his safety.
Yes, exactly. I mean, what a wild move, though. You know? Like, I get, like, hey, I feel sorry the guy's got problems and he's got to get dialysis. And I know that is no fun at all. I know people who have been through it. Not a fun time, you know? And you want to bring something that's comfortable, you can entertain yourself with.
I would bring my PlayStation Portable.
Yeah, that's what I think, something like that. I'd have
got
an iPad with some
hundreds
of
games on it.
Yeah.
It keep me occupied for hours.
Right, exactly. I don't get, number one, a picture of Trump. Like, why you would bring that with you? You know, whether you love Trump, think he's the greatest president this country's ever had or what, I just don't see going, man, I got to go to dialysis. And they said I could bring something to, keep me occupied, make me feel better and everything. I'm going to get my picture of Trump.
Yes. Not my picture of Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Not my Bible.
Not my kids.
Yes.
Nothing. I'm going to get my picture of Trump. And then he's like, I'm going to turn it up a notch and I'm going to get a cardboard cutout of me with my picture of Trump.
Yes.
So now I'm bringing myself and my picture of Trump. Wild move. Wild move. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what you do with this situation. Just tell the guy to go find somewhere else. Go to the MAGA dialysis center. Trump.
They're making
Trump national dialysis.
Go to Make Kidneys Great Again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. Well, if he brought a Bernie one, he could talk about Medicaid for all while he was there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And bring that up when they charge you.
Exactly.
When you get your bill. Talk about how this should be free.
Okay. I got a story here from Newsweek.com. And the headline reads, shout out to Todd who sent me this. Todd sent me a bunch of stories. I just couldn't get them all on this week. Man living for weeks in grocery store rafters arrested and found with very expensive cheese.
Okay.
Yep. So this is out of...
Apparently beggars can be choosers.
Right. This is out of Auburn, Washington.
Okay.
So not Auburn, Alabama, but Auburn, Washington. Police have arrested a man who reportedly lived in the rafters of a Hagen Northwest Fresh Market in Auburn, Washington for several weeks. King 5, which is a TV station, I guess, out there, reported that the man had been squatting above the drop ceiling during business hours, dropping down after the store was closed to stock up on food and cigarettes. Awesome.
And then maybe use the bathroom.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm kind of amazed they don't have motion detectors here at this grocery store that would pick up on his movement.
Well, depending on where you're at, there's a lot of grocery stores that have been there just forever.
True.
So
true. The store first called police on Christmas Day to report what they thought was a break-in. Officers investigated and found tools, clothes, and debris around a vent to the roof. They also discovered some rope, which they believe the suspect used to enter the store. However, as days passed, the employees started to think that the burglar wasn't a one-time visitor. After reporting strange noises coming from the ceiling above the store, one worker spotted a pair of legs dangling from above the storage closet.
Dead giveaway.
That's right. Police were called again, but they were unable to find the man. This dude is like a superhero.
He's like a homeless ninja.
That's right. Auburn Police Commander Mike Herman told King 5 that there's ventilation that have been moved and tracks that have been moved. We spent probably about 4.5 hours up in the rafters trying to hunt this guy down. His department deployed infrared cameras and brought in a canine unit to see if they could catch the smell, but that was to no avail. On January 17th, police released surveillance footage of the suspect taken from the store's camera. In it, the man dressed in black, wearing a face mask, fills a bag with thousands of dollars worth of Marlboro Smooths. Thousands of dollars.
That's a lot of cigarettes.
That's a ton of cigarettes.
Granted, cigarettes are not as cheap as they used to be.
I'm sure they're higher in Washington than they are in Alabama, too. Just probably taxes and such.
Well, when they were looking for him, if he's got that many cigarettes, can they just follow the smell of cigarettes?
Or the butt trail he's leaving? The footage allowed police to determine the man's identity and obtain a search warrant. They found the man in an undisclosed area and took him into custody. When he was arrested, the man was in possession of an unopened brick of Breacher's cheese taken from the store with a sticker price of, you want to guess how much this cheese was?
Breacher's cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Beecher's cheese.
This is going to be difficult for me because I think the fanciest cheese I've ever had was like Kraft Colby Jack.
Okay.
In the block form.
Sure.
But I'm going to say $39.99.
A little low. This was $394.97.
Daggum.
I want to interview the people that are buying $394.97 cheese.
Is this where'd you say this guy's hiding out at?
A Fresh Market, Auburn, Washington.
I was about to say, because you're not going to get that cheese anywhere else but Fresh Market.
Yeah, that ain't down at the Walmart. No.
You're not getting that at Aldi.
No. The unopened packs of cigarettes were returned to the store shelves, and the cheese was donated to a local food bank. Boy, those people at the food bank are living it up.
Also, now that we know that this was a Fresh Market, I think you did mention that earlier in the story, but for whatever reason, I just didn't take note of it. I love the image of this dude hiding in the rafters and like these hipster guys with beards are trying to track him down.
Right. The Auburn Police Department did not release the suspect's name. People living in a business without permission can cause serious problems for the owners, it says.
I would say so.
Another squatter back in November last year forced a local business to close. So apparently they got a problem with this up in Washington. Huh. And I'm surprised more rednecks down here hadn't thought of that. Like, let me just get up in the ceiling and chill out, and after hours, I'll go get my stuff, you know?
Maybe they're doing that, but they're doing it like in the Walmart, and like nobody notices anything.
They're probably doing it down at the scrap metal yard or something here.
Right.
You know, meth heads and everything. Anyways, so the most appalling thing about this story is the fact that there's $400 cheese in the world, you know, and I love cheese, big time cheese fan, you know.
If anybody wants us to send us some, so that we can find out if it really is worth $400, then we would love to have some.
Yeah, is it that much better than? Like you say, Colby Jack or something. I mean, I'll get crazy and get some Swiss every once in a while just to mix it up. I don't know.
I bet those would be like the best nachos ever.
Right. We used to get cheese in at the sandwich shop in 40-pound blocks, and I would have to cut it, you know.
You'd have to cut the cheese.
I had this big, huge knife. It had two handles on the either end that I would have to cut the cheese down to where I could slice it on the slicer and get cheese slices.
Right.
It was the worst part about the job.
It was cutting the cheese.
Yeah, it was cutting the cheese. Yeah. Anyways, but those weren't even $400 blocks of cheese.
How much did a block of that cost?
Oh, maybe like $90, something like that.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even a quarter.
Yeah.
Of what this cheese cost.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. And you had 40 pounds of enough cheese for forever, you know, for
enough to stop up a herd of elephants.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be my last story, and this story is okay, but I feel like this story is really just to kind of lower the bar so that John can step up next and just hit one out of the park.
Just a prelude to my story. Gotcha.
So stay with us. Australian man guilty of using a cell phone while riding a horse because he didn't have a hands-free device. You know what he needed, right? He needed a cowboy mic.
That's right. Garth Brooks never would have got a ticket.
Nope. A man in Australia has pleaded guilty to a charge of talking on a handheld cell phone while riding a horse. The case involved a 30-year-old man in New South Wales, according to reports. He and the horse were stopped by police after he was seen holding a cell phone to his ear while riding on a rural road in October, the Tenterfield Star reported. The Mudgee local court magistrate judge said under the road rules, a horse is a vehicle, and he didn't have a hands-free device fitted to the horse, the paper reported.
Wow. Wow.
Where do you get a hands-free device for your horse?
I don't know. I have no clue. This sounds like this goes right along with the Alabama law we talked about earlier in the show.
Yes.
This seems wildly unnecessary.
Quote, I've had someone charged with being drunk on a horse before, but just one, the judge said after admitting that this case was a first for him. The defense lawyer, Tim Crane, said that his client was pleading guilty because he concedes that the horse was in motion.
Oh, wow.
He called the matter trivial in the extreme, according to the paper. I would agree
with that. Yeah.
Especially in a rural area where animals are a form of transport, Crane said.
Yeah.
The man was told the charge would be expunged from his record if he stays out of trouble for 3 months, the paper reported.
Okay, so that's fair.
No more talking on your cell phone while you're riding your horse out, you little whippersnapper.
You got to put it on speaker and put it in your saddlebag, right?
Yes.
You know, I don't know how you get around that. Bluetooth.
You wear a cowboy mic.
Yeah. You get one of those Bluetooth mics like truckers wear all the time, you know. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, do they make a saddle with maybe like a cup holder right there where the horn goes in the front, you know?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not into horse culture, you know?
Right.
I never got into horses, so.
Yeah.
And in fact, the times I've ridden horses, I've been really afraid every time I was on one.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it don't want to stop, I can't make it stop, right?
No.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
You just have to get off, which is easier than it sounds.
Yeah, right.
You just fall.
Just fall off, I guess. Let it step on you or something. I don't know. So I don't get into horses. So
yeah.
I don't know. Now, my sister-in-law, they got a bunch of horses. They may know.
Someone down here in the comments wanted to point out that he probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt either.
That would be a great counter argument.
Yes.
But then you'd have the government passing laws that you have to wear a seatbelt on a horse. All right, let's move on to this story. And it's quite lengthy.
Yes.
And it is
not for the children.
Not for the children. Of course, we already kicked them off the show in the first segment.
Yeah.
We had parents just stopping that left and right. Which we got a review on the podcast that's apparently from Thigpen's son.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little too young sometimes. That really made me think. So Thigpen's son.
I wonder if he's the one that called in.
Oh, maybe so.
He might be.
Yeah. You need to press pause right now and put it down because this is not a story for you, buddy. All right?
And if we ever hear from your dad that you heard this,
yeah,
we're going to remind him that we told you to turn it off.
Yeah. Oh, now this is a warning straight to you, bud.
Now, it's going to be a good story.
Yeah.
You're going to be missing out on the funniest stuff.
You need to come back about 4 years, and you'll really appreciate this a lot more.
If you do want to go ahead and listen, just
Tiny's being the voice. He's trying to get you in trouble. All right. I can't in good conscience let you listen to this.
Just don't tell your dad.
Yeah, don't tell your dad. All right. So, man wants to have Valentine's Day threesome with 2 ghosts.
All right. Quick setup here. This is something we've covered on the show before.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like our podcast has really specifically made this more known.
Right.
Has kind of brought this out into the open.
Yes.
In society, which is human to spirit relations.
Yeah.
Right?
We are the foremost authority in the podcast world on human ghost sexual encounters.
Yes.
And also parking lot poopers.
Those are our two things.
Those are the 2 things we know the most about.
We've talked about this on multiple occasions.
That's right.
And then we've even interviewed Ms. Amanda Sparrow Large, who was, I guess the first big case to go viral.
Right. Yeah.
So this is something we have to talk about.
Exactly. Our listeners demand it.
Yes.
In this day and age, we're all trying to be more open-minded and welcome new preferences, even if that means accepting that some people fall in love with people that don't exist in this world anymore. I mean, this article's written like a blog post. So.
Okay.
I mean, if people can fall in love with robots, ghosts most surely would be acceptable too. Well, this man who has been in a relationship with a spirit named Lisa for the past 2 years has revealed details on how they plan on spending their Valentine's Day, and it's pretty romantic if you consider having a threesome romantic.
John, would you consider that romantic?
My wife doesn't.
I wouldn't know.
But that's not the only thing they plan on doing. This tale has a shocking twist.
Okay.
All right, so let's get some backstory on this dude. He's a 35-year-old man from New Jersey who claims he has been in a relationship with a ghost named Lisa. Gary has been seeing Lisa, who is a paranormal spirit, for the past 2 years. So, quite a lengthy relationship.
Yeah.
After previously telling the author of this article that he has not yet taken her to meet his parents, we thought that Gary might be feeling a little hesitant about their relationship.
Well, that and his parents are still living, I assume.
Tough to bring that on your parents. He says, I'll visit my parents over the holidays, but Lisa will stay at home. Man, I would get mad if I was Lisa. Like, I'm not good enough to meet your parents.
Yes.
I'm not ready to introduce her to my parents yet. She understands, but it certainly has put a strain on our relationship.
Well, I'll say you've been together for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's got to make Christmas awkward.
She wants to meet my parents. Maybe she knows about their life insurance policy or something.
I mean, if a ghost wants to meet your parents, isn't that kind of a bad sign?
Right. Not a good thing.
That's a bad omen.
He goes on to say, I just have a feeling they won't respond well to it if I do. Imagine that. Hopefully.
How would you respond if Thomas came home and it's like, Dad, I got a girlfriend. You just can't see her because she's a spirit. I'd be like, Elijah, you can at least say she goes to another school, okay? That's the very least you could do.
My first words would be, do what? Do what? Hopefully, in the new year, I'll be able to feel comfortable enough to take that step. I'm starting to introduce her to more and more of my friends, which has had mixed results. Now, I will say, all through this blog post, you can check out the show notes. They have pictures of him from his Instagram. So if his parents didn't know, they're about to know, right? Somebody's emailed this to his parents, I guarantee you. So it's clearly been difficult for him. He said most people are initially confused or they think I'm joking, but once they see how happy she makes me, they're totally cool with it. All right? That's people that are just like, let the dude be crazy. No, like he ain't hurting anybody.
Yet.
But he's not so hesitant anymore as he's recently discussed his sex life. He described his experiences with her as amazing. Our sex life is ever evolving. It gets better and better. There's always new sensations, different vibrations, which I guess is the best way to describe it. He went on to say, it's like your whole body is having sex. And since Lisa is a spirit, she is more flexible, which allows us to experiment with all sorts of new positions. Okay. Well, there you go. I will say flexibility, a little bit of a problem as you get older in life. All right. I try to stay limber, but it's tough. It's tough. And anyways, him and the ghost are far from the usual. And getting on into his Valentine's Day, he said, we both think that going out on Valentine's Day is overpriced and overrated. I agree with that. We have a tradition. That night, we make popcorn and ice cream sundaes. That's sweet, Deidre went to bed way before me on Valentine's Day. Then we watch our favorite movie, which is ironically Ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah.
With Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. And Demi Moore.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Dude, what a great cast.
Swayze carried that movie. Swayze carried every movie he's ever been in, right? Greatest movie ever made, Roadhouse, all right, is all Swayze, all right? I'll go to my grave thinking that Roadhouse is the greatest movie ever made.
Well, I will agree that Patrick Swayze carried Dirty Dancing.
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Whoopi Goldberg, I think she was the best character in Ghost.
Whatever, man. Anyway, so talking about the movie Ghost, he says, I know we're so corny, we can't help it. Afterward, we make love on a bed of roses. I hope it's rose petals.
Yes.
The roses stay on the bed when we go to sleep, so we wake up to the smell of flowers. That's nice.
Good for you.
Yeah. This year, he says, we're getting kinky. All right? I've said that statement every year of my life. We're going to have our first threesome. Lisa has recently befriended a female spirit, and I thought it would be fun to bring her over and spice things up.
Uh-oh, who's the other spirit?
I don't know. It's wild that she didn't befriend another male spirit. I wonder if he'd be down with that.
If you talking about if Jeffrey Epstein comes over.
There's a rope play involved. I've never had one before, he says, not even with two living women. So this dude's definitely a nerd, all right? I'm a little nervous, so needless to say, there will be a lot of wine involved to loosen me up.
And to convince me that I'm seeing ghosts.
That's right. And it was Lisa's idea for the threesome. Of course, it was Lisa's idea. Easy to pin it on the spirit nobody can see or talk to.
Yeah.
She's confident in the way I feel about her, and we are both very sexual, and we know we would be comfortable having sex with another spirit without any emotional attachment. But there's a few rules. Her only rule is she doesn't want me kissing her friend Sadie, which I'm totally okay with. All right, that's understandable. I'm going to make her breakfast in bed. French toast is her favorite. Would like to see how a spirit eats.
I was just sitting here thinking, how does she eat that?
Yeah, exactly.
If she's a ghost.
Maybe like
does it just float in the air? And then suddenly you see just like a big bite disappear.
She's got like powdered sugar around her mouth.
Like the Invisible Man.
Yes. I also leave notes hidden throughout our apartment for her to find while I'm at work. Romantic things, inside jokes, naughty talk, basically anything that makes her smile. Now, as a married man, I do that too. Huge move for all you married guys out there. Take like 10 minutes, maybe once. You can't do it too much. It'll lose its effect.
Yes.
Like maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. Write about 10, 15 notes and just hide them everywhere. She'll find them all year long if you hide them well enough.
Right.
Yeah, it works well. I'm just saying. It takes all kinds, Tiny. It takes all kinds.
Yep.
And sometimes it takes more than one kind.
Yep.
To make a relationship work, I guess. My wife is definitely not open to the possibility of having a threesome. And I don't know that I am either.
Right.
I can barely handle one woman. I would like to think about trying to handle 2. So
I feel like it would, I'm not going to lie. It sounds like a lot of fun. But I feel like there would be a lot of aftermath to sort through. That would make things really messy and would make things difficult on all parties.
My biggest fear is that I end up on the sidelines.
Yes.
That's my biggest fear. Like, I want to be involved, and I can see me somehow getting nudged over to the side.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that at all. That's not going to be good for anybody.
All right.
I guess some people can make it work, but I can't. I can't at all. So if you can, good for you. So we want to thank our sponsor, world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Spice up your life for their support. Check them out at CajunCurl.com. On the website there, you can order their spice and the Cajun Curl cutter for potatoes. All of that is available on CajunCurl.com. As you may or may not know, it was created on the Elm Bayou in Evangeline Parish, Louisiana. And it's a seasoning that goes on everything. If you like cooking or eating, this is a spice for you. Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice goes well with chicken, beef, pork, potatoes. And you may or may not know this is the thing that's going to fix the ice cream machines at McDonald's. Okay, so you can get your Cajun Curl ice cream. Huge partnership they've just announced. The spiral potato cutter is absolutely amazing, and it's easy to use, it's easy to clean, and it will allow you to make your own chips using the Cajun Curl spice. Imagine if you're going to have a Valentine's Day threesome with a ghost, and you whip up a batch of Cajun Curl chips. Everybody's going to be happy. On their website, CajunCurl.com, you can not only order the Bayou Blended Spice and the chip cutter, but you can also find recipes that are absolutely mind-blowing. Also on the website, you can locate your nearest retailer or order your own. And here locally in the greater Tuscaloosa Northport Metroplex, it is available at Vowels Fresh Market on Skyland Boulevard, South's Finest Meats, Mark's Mart in downtown Northport, and the Piggly Wiggly on Merlene Wallace in Northport. And if your local grocer doesn't carry world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice,
do them a favor and ask them to start.
Ask them to start carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
All they got to do is put in an order. Squirrel will deliver it over there. We'll have it over there as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the shelf. So ask them. All of their products are made in the USA. So not only do you enjoy the taste of Cajun Curl, but you also feel like a man getting dialysis with a cardboard cutout of President Trump while you enjoy your meal. It's all natural, it's low salt, and it has a little kick to it, but it doesn't burn your lips. World famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Taste the spice, but not the heat. www.CajunCurl.com. Check them out and use their promo code EOP10. That's EOP and the number 10 to get a 10% discount.
Because we ask that you use the spice, but we don't ask you to pay full price.
That's right.
Now, last week, I believe there was a listener who requested a list of problems with Valentine's Day.
Right.
I got 99 problems.
Heard you have problems.
Yes, we've had a problem.
More money, more problems.
Number one are the colors red and pink. I don't like the colors red and pink.
Okay.
And that's Valentine's main color palette. Now, don't get it mixed up. I love crimson.
I was just fixing to say, love crimson.
Love crimson. Hate red and pink together.
Okay.
All right. Special Valentine's episodes of shows, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like your sitcom, whatever is a Valentine's episode. Don't like those. Trying to come up with a unique gift. All right.
Yes.
This is the main reason Deidre and I do not celebrate Valentine's Day is because, after 25 years of being together, I've ran through all the gifts. And at what point are you just going through the motions, you know?
I get Tara the same thing every year.
Okay.
She's kind enough not to complain about it.
All right. Very good. Very good. I pulled a pro move Valentine's Day morning. We were getting the kids ready to go to school. And, of course, I didn't have anything for Deidre. But I was like, hey, Deidre, do you want to exchange Valentine's Day gifts right now? And she was like, oh, I didn't get you anything. And I was like, okay, cool. We don't have to do this. You know, don't worry about that. I didn't get you anything either. So I don't know what I would have done if she'd have been like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's see. The nonstop whining from single people makes Valentine's Day unbearable. Okay, we get it. You don't have a significant other. Just chill out. You know, you ain't got a broadcast. I'm sorry, all the rest of us are happy. You know,
Call an escort service.
yeah, you can do that. Maybe hook up with a ghost. You know. Attempting to buy the love of others. I feel like this is like for people new in a relationship.
Well, how else are you supposed to get the love of others? I mean, it's always costing you something, right?
True.
It's costing you time or dirty money or something,
right?
You know?
Yeah, I guess in a way. Yeah. Next up is flowers. Okay? Flowers are the weirdest thing we give to each other. It's like, hey, here's something you can watch die. You know?
Right.
It's crazy to me that we do that. Also, flower prices, you know, they are insane. And I don't know if they jack them up at Valentine's
I was about to say,
Day.
I think depending on where you go, they can be high anywhere. Yeah. But no matter where you go, they're going to be higher this time of year.
I sent
specifically that weekend.
One year for Valentine's Day, I sent Deidre a get well soon bouquet because it was cheaper. So, anyways, that's the pro tip for any of y'all out there. Wait times at restaurants on Valentine's Day are ridiculous. Pro move, go out the night after or before Valentine's Day.
Or lunchtime.
Yeah, true. Deidre and I did have a romantic Valentine's Day lunch at Taco Casa because we had a gift card to use.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very romantic.
Very frugal.
I wine and dine her. The month of February just sucks in general, right?
Well, except for Black History.
Well, yeah,
Black History.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely love Black History. Okay, we disavow any racists. Okay,
yeah,
love. But I'm talking about weather.
Okay,
all that. It's the worst month for that. Okay, so they just stick this holiday in here to make it better. All right. Anyways, watching engagement videos on Facebook because people get engaged on Valentine's Day and they got posted on Facebook. It's horrible. Also, people flood my Instagram feeds with what their significant other gave them on Valentine's Day. It's just like, man, nobody cares that you got a teddy bear or whatever.
I was about to say, I've got something that kind of goes along with that. I hate the super romantic dude that has put all of this thought into his Valentine's Day. Yeah. Making me look bad.
Exactly, man.
Hate it.
Take one for the team, dude.
Yes.
You know, box of chocolates, cards, some flowers, that's cool, man. You ain't got to go out and like get a recreation of our grandfather and grandmother's wedding dress. And, you know, I mean, they can do all this crazy stuff.
Or at the very least,
not a team player.
I was going to say, or at the very least, don't put it on Facebook for all of our wives and girlfriends to see. Exactly. And then complain about the box of chocolates that they got.
Exactly. That guy's not a team player.
No.
He's only looking out for himself, right? And what did it get you? Got you laid, okay? All right? Newsflash, buddy. Box of chocolates will do it too, you know? All right? Say it. You know how to play your cards right. Yeah? You're not a complete idiot. All right. All right, teachers of the world. We got a lot of teachers that listen. Number one podcast among teachers from the research I've seen, which is one teacher I know who told me they listen. The Valentine boxes you got to make, you don't know. You got homeschool. You don't have to do this.
No.
But, like, you got to make this elaborate Valentine's box for your kids to let other kids put their Valentines in.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Right. We could do the same thing. Let's give them a paper sack and some magic markers. Let them put their name on it, draw some hearts. It's fine. I don't need to be spending a lot of time during the work week devoting to getting supplies and building a box for my daughter so she can get some like tattoos and stuff from her classmates.
That all the classmates are required to give.
Yeah, right.
It's
yeah.
like not even special.
When I was in school, you didn't have to give everybody one, you know? Because I remember one year, I if I remember correctly, I only brought one, or maybe I brought some, but only one of them meant anything, and that was to a girl. Mm-hmm. And I gave it to her, and then she didn't give me one back, and I was crushed. I mean, crushed with tiny little John's heart.
I was about to say, typically the Valentines I got, they were all, Ninja Turtles, Batman, Spider-Man, My Little Pony, whatever. Yeah. Whatever the other kids' parents went out and bought like this Econo box of Valentines.
That's what you got to do.
A lot of them were the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And they immediately went in the trash. It's not like I ever got one that had
unless it has
written
some
on
candy
it.
Or something. Yeah. On it, Yeah. Okay. This goes along with that. Buying and filling out Valentine's cards for my kids' classmates. It's ridiculous.
For kids you don't even know.
Yeah, for kids I don't even know. I've invested $30 into a box in Valentine's for these kids, And we get ready to pack Libby's up and she's missing 4 of them. She didn't write their names or whatever. We had to go get the list of the kids out, do it all. It's right at bedtime. Ridiculous. Okay?
Have you ever thought about writing actual life advice on some of those Valentines?
Hey, kid, you're probably not going to make it in life. Libby says you're on red light every day.
Or newsflash, there is no permanent record. Your principal's lying to you.
And last but not least, I don't like this is going to sound really crass, and so I want to try to explain a little bit. It's just the idea of celebrating love is ridiculous a little bit. And that sounds crass, okay? But I think what it does is it cheapens what actual real love is. Mm-hmm. Like commitment and grace and all the things that go into love, and we take this one day and we just boil it down to feelings or whatever.
Right.
And love is a lot more than, hey, you make me feel a certain way, in my heart or in my pants or whatever, right? It's a lot more than that. And we've boiled it down to just feelings, and people place a lot of importance on it, and that bothers me. I think that's a really negative byproduct of Valentine's Day.
Right.
I look at my wife every day and I'm like, man, she is the luckiest woman on earth to be married to me because I am committed to her and I have never strayed, and I do everything I can to make her life as easy as possible, except for picking up my clothes that I leave stacked on the floor by my bed when I take them off every night. Those are the things that really count for love, not the fact that you went out to a fancy dinner on one night of the year or whatever. So, not a big fan of Valentine's Day. So, that's that.
All right. We have, these reviews are great, y'all. They are really stacking up. Please keep them coming.
Yeah. And if we don't read yours right away, trust me, we'll eventually get to it.
We will get to it.
Because one thing we've learned in this podcast is that not a lot of people leave us reviews. Not as many people as download the show do. So then we'll go through a lull where we get to read some of them, okay?
Okay, this one comes from, we've still got a lot of people who came over from the NL Cast community, and we love having y'all over.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, pass the salt, people. You can leave us reviews too. Now remember,
only 5 stars.
All of ours are 5 stars,
yes.
by the way. We're not trying to hurt anybody's ratings, okay?
Yes. you can get mad at us because we don't hate the Super Bowl halftime show.
It bothers me every time I look at our ratings that one guy gave us a 1 star.
We got two. We got two.
Oh, we do?
Remember Coffee Time 18?
That's right. I forgot Coffee Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, we got 2 bad ones.
Yeah,
but,
got 2 bad ones.
Anyway.
Just way less than I figure we should probably deserve.
I think it's just amazing we have as many 5-star ratings as we do.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, this one comes from D. Hendrick 26.
All right.
The title of the review is Great Listen, 5 stars. I'm so glad I found this podcast a couple weeks ago. I'm currently catching up on previous episodes. I just finished the Dragon Booty episode, and I'm definitely on board for joining your cult.
Amen. All right.
Welcome, brother D. Hendrick 26.
So glad to have you
Yes.
on board. How do you feel about ghost sex and public pooping? The 2 main tenets of our cult.
Yes. Okay, and John, last week we had some voicemails.
Yeah.
This week we have some more voicemails.
Voicemails are going to the moon, baby.
They
are. It took a long time for it to gain momentum. But the voicemails, that's where it's at. I've been saying that number for 2 years now. People are finally calling in.
Well, let's hear what they had to say this week.
All right.
We got a text message, too. I didn't know you could get text.
Oh, wow.
But you can get text messages.
Okay.
So,
Hey, it's Jacqueline calling up in Canada. One little thing I just wanted to point out. There is no L in the word frustrated. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have a solid point there.
Yes.
Yeah. I confirm. Just check to make sure. No L's in frustrated. Okay.
I'm sitting here at the Google Translate, and the Google didn't put an L in, in frustrated.
Yeah. The English language is broad and it's ever evolving, right?
Yes.
And it's wild that we speak the same English as other people.
Yes.
So, yes, frustrated is technically not a word. Okay.
Yeah.
But I would also say that if you knew what we meant, then it really is a word, right? You know?
Well, I was about to say,
like, we invented a word and we deserve credit for that.
when I was a kid, I was constantly told that ain't's not a word.
I was too.
But you can look it up in the dictionary now.
Yeah,
People
right.
use it. It's a word now, isn't
Ain't is 100% a word.
Yes.
Ain't nobody going to tell me it ain't a word. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jacqueline, thank you for listening all the way from Canada.
Yes.
Our neighbors to the north.
Much better English than down in the southeast.
Way better English. I will give you that. Way better English.
And I will try to do better, but I can't promise.
Right.
Because I'm operating on a standard public education here.
Of Alabama
And
public
FYI,
education.
it's an Alabama public
Right.
education, so.
Alabama is like the Canada of the South, right? We don't have maple syrup. We have barbecue sauce, okay?
All right. And here's another one.
So you put my last voicemail on the show. I don't expect you to put this one on the show, but I just thought about it, and I think Tiny would make a great Visco girl on TikTok. Just think about it.
Okay. Two things. One, we did put that voicemail on the show.
Absolutely. Don't challenge us.
Number two, I absolutely would make a good Visco girl on
That's
TikTok.
right. You would.
As soon as you explain to me what a Visco girl
You don't know
is.
what Visco girls
No.
are? Oh, Tiny, you're behind the times.
I
man.
am.
Visco is like a social media thing, I think. And like
Sounds like you don't really know what it is.
teenage
either.
girls is basically, yeah, I know what it is. Trust me, because Libby explained to me. So
Okay.
Visco is a social media type thing. And it's like a photo editing or whatever, and girls model on it and all that. And they have a look. you know.
Okay.
You know, they like wear their hair bands on their arm, you know, like on their wrists and stuff, and, you know, like big clunky tennis shoes and, you know, I don't know, whatever teenage girls. I quit paying attention to teenage girls a long time ago. All right.
Yeah.
Not because of any state mandated thing.
I was just
let's
saying,
get that out there.
I quit paying attention to them when I turned 18 because I can't go to prison.
Yeah. So maybe you should, Tiny.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, Libby can explain Visco Girls to you.
Okay.
So ask her at church.
Not Disco Girl.
Not Disco Girl. It's a
Okay.
completely different type of girl.
Gotcha.
Okay? I know
right.
a lot about Disco Girls, so.
I think that about does it for this week. You got anything else?
No, just thanks for listening, everybody. We love all of y'all. And, I know that you make a little bit of a time commitment to us each week, and that means more than I could ever probably put into words. And, speaking on behalf of Tiny, I know he feels that way too.
Absolutely.
And to have people like Jacqueline call in from Canada, it blows my mind that somebody from Canada listens to me. It embarrasses me a little bit too, that there are people all over the world that some of the stuff I've said have heard that. And that's wild to me. But, Jacqueline and everybody, just tell other people about the show. If you think we're funny, if you think we're fun to make fun of, whatever, we just want people to listen to us. And
because it's really frustrating when someone won't tell their friends about our show.
Wait till she hears me try to say specific without thinking about it,
Yes.
But, the world's so dark and gloomy these days, and, we just want to bring a little bit of happiness to people's lives. And if we can do that, then I feel like we've done a great job with this podcast. And if you can help us bring a little joy to somebody, then do it. And, just tell them about it. At the very least, tell them to download the podcast and play it on the 2 times slower speed so you can hear me sound like a drunk Huckleberry Hound.
And then call in to help us with our English because we can't afford to tutor.
No, I can't at all. Yes, Jacqueline, you just tutor me on English. I know how I sound.
Yeah.
It is wild. And I have a professional job sometimes, and this is how I sound when I conduct business. So had to speak before the city council in Aliceville, Alabama the other night. Wild. Totally wild, by the way. And I stood right up there and was like, hey, we need some help on getting this issue fixed, just like the redneck that I am. It was wild.
So frustrating.
It was very frustrating. It was.
All right. Well, you have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast, and we thank you so much for listening to us no matter where you get us, whether you get us from Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Spotify, iHeartRadio, we're on them all.
That's right.
If you would like to write into the show, we are
Earth Oddity.
We are Earth Oddity at planetmail.net. If you would like to tweet at us, we are @_Earth Oddity on Twitter.
Try to find me on Twitter.
But you'll fail.
People, only a couple have.
Yeah.
Right.
If you would like to look at pictures, sometimes we post pictures, and you can look at those _Earth Oddity on Instagram.
That's right.
And if all of that fails, you can still give us a call. You can correct us on our grammar. You can tell us what we should be doing on TikTok.
Yeah, whatever.
What's that phone number?
The number is 662-493-2059. So that is 662-493-2059, the most popular way our listeners contact us.
We hope everyone out there has an excellent week. Earth Oddity for the Fringe Radio Network signing off.
Love y'all.
Bye.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.